guys, how you doing? Angus from Boss Fitness, and in this video what we're going to be focusing on is the big truths behind the glycemic index, or what I like to call why I think the glycemic index is a waste of time. So typically, in terms of, if you don't know what the GI index is all about, know that it's basically a means to be able to score and measure food. So as you'll see here, it's basically anywhere between 0 and 100. So anything that counts as low will be 0 to 55, okay? And then 56 to 69 will count as medium, and then 69 to 100 will count as high. So it's basically as simple as that. So if you were to go into Google or into Amazon and search for the GI diet, you're going to see a truckload of search results in terms of different books and stuff that you can get amongst, which are all sort of getting you to roll amongst the GI way of doing things. So basically, to give you a bit of an example about how each of these categories works, is that low, as we said, is 55 or below, and what happens here is that the food within that is digested slowly by the body and barely raises the blood sugar levels at all. So these are things like various meats, green veggies, grains and stuff like that, okay? The medium side of things, being 55 to 69, is actually digested a bit quicker by the body and will have moderate impact upon blood sugar levels. These are things like legumes, various fruits and stuff like that. And the high side of things, this is stuff that is digested rapidly by the body and will increase sharply the blood sugar levels, but then also really sharply decrease. So these are things like sugary carbs, sports drinks, and yeah, sort of like many sort of cereals and stuff like that as well. So basically what I see happening is that amongst all these GI diets and stuff like that, what the gist of it is that you're sticking to any foods that will categorize themselves in the low to the medium category, and then you exclude anything else which is above and beyond that. So basically you're pretty much going paleo here, where you're eating just meat, nuts and stuff like that, certain veggies, and you've got a massive list of exclude foods that you can't eat. So the big downer here is that basically when it comes to fat loss, it all comes down to calories, okay? So the amount of energy that your body's taking in regard to the amount of energy that's required to trigger the fat loss you want, based on your metabolic rate, your height, your age, different things like that, okay? So where the big hole is within the glycemic index is that it actually demonizes a lot of hashtag healthy foods. So, for example, dates, yeah? A lot of paleo recipes and things like that will call you to use dates. So as part of like blending with nuts and stuff to make the base for your, you know, paleo brownies and things like that. Believe it or not, these actually come in at 103, so this is right beyond the edge of the high scale. We've got things like watermelon as well, absolutely amazing, yummy fruit, full of nutrients and stuff, but hey, it's a 72, so it's on a high, so you can't eat that. You begin to see where I'm going here. So basically there's never any need whatsoever to exclude and eliminate any food groups to trigger fat loss, yeah? I'm someone who learnt this the hard way. I went through a long period of time with mucking around with things like this, as well as paleo and various other diets and stuff, and got absolutely nowhere. So as you'll see in my before and after photo, which you'll see on the screen just now, I struggled with weight loss and fat loss for a very long time, but it wasn't until I discovered flexible nutrition, which is basically where you're including all foods that you want to on a daily basis and getting a good mix of nutrient-rich foods and nutrient-poor foods, a lot of water and fiber and stuff, and a lot of protein. And you're pretty much making your own meal plan, if you will, and pick and choosing foods to supply the body with how much targets and how much fuel and energy it needs to trigger the fat loss desired. So I basically got it done, as you would have seen by the photo, and I didn't have to muck around with anything like this and excluding foods, because as soon as you get into that, what happens there is that you are then in a state of deprivation. You're restricting yourself, and you're going to be a ticking time bomb as to when you have that big binge and blowout, you know, and get amongst those foods which you're trying to avoid. So do me a favour, if you found this valuable, what I'd love for you to do is just to like this actual video itself, share any comments below, and I'd love to help you out some more. And if you're looking to take your fat loss to the next level, what I'd love for you to do is just to click below in the link. It'll give you access towards a Dream Body Breakthrough call with me, where we're going to have about an hour together, just unraveling your story and your struggles and things like that, so that I can see if and how I can help. Completely free. I just want to serve you as best I can, as a means of repaying you for your time and trusting within me and what you've seen within this video. But thanks so much. Any questions, get in touch, and I'll see you next time. Take care.